What's up, y'all? Today I'm going to be going over how I made $4,000 this week in October's price action. It's been pretty tricky this month, but we did survive this month. But we're going to be going over this week's price action. As you can see, the date range of my P&L for the week. We go to October from the 27th to the 31st, $4,000 right here. And we're going to go right over to my journal right over here. And we're going to start from the beginning of the week. So let's see, the beginning of the week started. Hold on, I'm getting a phone call. My food is here. So the week started at the 27th. So we're going to start off with the two trades that I took this week. So the first trade I took was on the 27th. All I traded is US 30. And it was a nice 2R gain, which means when I'm risking, for every dollar I'm risking, I'm gaining $2. So I'm risking $1,000 to make $2,000. So if we look at the images, this is what I recommend everybody do when they're taking trades, when they're forward testing, whether they're back testing, whatever it is journaling those actual trades. So you can always review those trades to make sure whatever you're doing, whatever you tested is consistent. And if you made mistakes, you can fix it so you can improve your trading over time. So that's basically what I do. I have over 73 trades that I'm trading with this particular strategy with this account. So it's going pretty well, profitable overall. Of course, I'm going to have losing months. Of course, I'm going to have some break-evens months as well, and some occasional profitable months, but overall it is profitable. So the first trade that I took right here was a sell. It was pretty risky a little bit because it was all-time highs, but I had a confidence that it would go lower because of the opening gap right here. I wanted to see it fill at least a little bit, and even if I was wrong, I was hoping that I do have a rule where if price reaches a 1-to-1, which means if I'm risking $1 and I'm up $1, I'll basically make my trade risk-free, removing all risk off the trade. So if it does reverse back on me, I walk away with a break even and reassess the situation whether I should take a trade for the day or walk away and save the capital for another day. So I took a sell position. These were my confluences right here. We had Asian session highs swept. We moved lower, and I like to see the Fibonacci align with near my entry. And what I noticed was around 9:30 is when I hop on the charts. So around 9:30 we was already pushing into this area. So I marked out this gap, and I took like a limit entry right here. I do post all my trades on my story. I do like but I do have live trading videos. I did slow down just a little bit just to take a break, but I do post every single trade on my stories on Instagram. So if you don't want to, you can follow me and all that. But I took a trade right here, and price immediately started to react nicely. Right here, we was like playing around for a long time, but it's important to keep your mindset sharp, because my thought process is if I'm risking $1, right, and I'm aiming for $2, I don't want to close at 60 cents. I don't want to close at 80 cents. I need my $2 just in case if I go through a losing streak, my winners can easily eat up my losses and stuff like that. So we immediately shot down. The 1-to-1 was somewhere right here. I immediately broke even. So at this point, it was either break even or my target gets hit. And as you can see right here, the target just smashed through TP after a while, and I was done for the day. So my rule is once I take a winning trade for the day, I'm done. I'm allowed to take up to 2 losses for the day, but typically I'm done after 1 loss because there might not be another trade idea. If I get a break even, I can still look for another trade. So these are just a couple of rules that keep me in the game. And another rule I have is no more than 3 losses in total for a given week, just in case the market conditions aren't good. So after that, the next day, I took a trade, the 28th. As you can see, it's US 30 again, and it was a beautiful win. This time, I was with the trend. As you can see, the next day after that, the gap wasn't filled completely, and price immediately went higher. That's why I like my 1-to-2s. I'm immediately out. I don't need the whole move. And what I saw, the reason why I took trades right here was we had the Asian session low swept right here. And we started to move bullish since London session, right? That's one of my key things that I want to see. And on top of that, the previous day was bullish. So we opened right here, we closed right here. So the previous day was bullish. And what I like to see is what I talked about was the fib lining up with my entry. So it was a London fib, so I pulled the fib from right here. to this high when it started to retrace to get an entry right at the gap, 50-point stop loss, and there was another confluence of big figure of 47,700 right here in that area. So I took my trade, and it led to that beautiful when you see right here. Now you might be asking, why didn't I take any more trades and for the rest of the week? And I'll show you quickly on TradingView why I didn't take any trades for the rest of the week. On Wednesday, basically was right here. What we had here was price manipulated lower under Asian session lows, and by the time I hopped onto my session, price was already pushing right here. So it was a good day in terms of like taking bullish plays. But the thing is, I didn't get a retracement. That's the only reason I didn't trade on Wednesday. So I was looking for buys like around this area. Like, let me draw it out. This area I was looking for buys, but I never got a retracement into the area to take it up to these highs right here. And once the highs were targeted, I just simply hopped off the charts as well. That was around like 9 o'clock. Where did my drawings go? There we go. I got all my drawings back. So like I said, Wednesday I just simply didn't trade because price went bullish without giving me a retracement, and it hit a major point of liquidity of the previous day's high. So I was simply just hopped off the charts, and then my session ended as well, and it completely reversed. Thursday specifically, I didn't trade on Thursday. I think it was because it was like a confusing day. It was choppy. Actually, yeah, Thursday though. The reason why I didn't trade on Thursday was because of this market open gap right here. So as price was trading lower, yes, we manipulated below the Asian session lows, which is the blue box, and the previous day's low, right? Which is a major point of liquidity, right? The thing is, I noticed that the previous day we haven't really moved, and usually when you see the previous day not really move like this, it can be like a consolidation range type play. So I was like, I wanted to take buys at this area, but the only thing that was like throwing me off was this market open gap. So it was possible that if I was to take buys right here, it could probably like react off of an area right here and then drop, take me out for a loss, and then go higher from that area. So I didn't want to risk that, so I just simply waited, and I simply just missed this whole entire move upwards, which is okay. What you got to understand is you have to be okay with missing moves. The market isn't going anywhere. There's going to be another day for you to make some money. So this was the most ideal setup. If you can't see it right here, but if once price pushed above this area, it actually retraced in one candle. Let's actually go over today's price action. Today is Friday. It's the end of the trading week. Obviously didn't trade. And as you can see, what is happening right here? Another day where price didn't move much. It's like a consolidation type range that I'm seeing. And also what I'm seeing when I hopped on the charts was this market open gap as well. So price, we manipulated lower, but we also hit the Asian session highs as well. So I was like, I did want buys at this area, like at the fair value gap right here. But one, price action didn't look clean because it was consolidation. It was consolidating during London. It didn't do much, right? And two, we still had this market open gap. So me taking longs right here, it was basically risky because the market could turn around. On top of that, we didn't have much volume. So I simply just said I wasn't going to trade it. I was going to wait for more of a reaction. The move I would have likely took was something like this. If price pushed down with volume during New York session, that would have showed me that it wanted to go lower, and it would have been a good opportunity if I got a retracement into a gap, probably like in one candle, to take it lower, to filling in this market open gap and taking out the previous day's low. But price consolidated during New York session, so I just simply sat it out. What you got to understand is patience is what's going to help you long term when trading, because if you take yourself out of the game because you're impatient, by the time you have clean looking setups, it's going to take a lot more winning trades to get you back to break even and in profit. So speaking of break even, we're going to actually go over my whole month's P&L, because yes, I did make $4,000 this week, but the start of the week I did have a 5 trade losing streak. So I was down 5K at the start of the month, but I did work my way back up the last 2 weeks of the month, and I ended this whole entire month break even. And that's why I said you got to understand that sometimes you will have break even months, profitable months, and break even months, but it's about following your system altogether. Because this is a system that I have tested for over 150 trades and demo tested as well. So I have more trades right there, and I've been trading this system for, some months now. So I really like it. So if we go over the entire month, so we go to October right here. From there, I started off with a 5 trade losing streak, had a break even right after, and mind you, I'm still staying disciplined, still managing my risk, and I got my winner right here. Then I took a loss. A lot of people, when you don't test your system, that's gonna mess up your psychology. But I know how my system plays out long term, so I kept trading, and behold, like, I ended off with break even. And yes, that doesn't sound okay. And yes, I put in the title, I made $4,000 this week. This was to just grab your attention so you can understand the bigger picture and what's really gonna help you make money long term. Because even though I had this break even, overall, taking 73 trades in the past couple months, I have made profit, and last month was a great month. I did a live trade last month as well, and the month before that, and the month before that, and you can see the profitable months, the break even months, the losing months as well. And if we just quickly show you September, the previous month, even though I took a break even in October, if you add up all this, I did make $6,000 across 2 accounts. Yeah, so it's just about following the rules over time. So even though I had this break even month, what I am planning on doing, I was planning on making a payout video this month, but as you can see, I had a break even month, so I can't take a payout. So what I'm gonna do is, if next month in November, if it's a great month, I'll make a payout video. So let me know if that's something you want to see, like a lot more payout videos. I'll definitely make that and show you the process of withdrawing money from the markets after you make it. So I'll see y'all.